Well, hello there. I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are dropping by because you regularly check in to see what I'm doing or if I'm doing it, as it's been of late, well, thank you for your support. What I wanted to do today was share a reading with a card that I did with the dream cards, which I'll go into more in a moment, which I'd given I'm just going to backpedal a little bit. Given the planetary ingress of Jupiter into Gemini tomorrow, or the day after, wherever you are in the world, I thought I would draw a card from the collective. And I don't know why, but it was one of those things that a lot of tarot readers and things will understand, or people who are intuitive. I just felt drawn to want to pull it from the dream cards. And I haven't used them for quite some time, and I just thought it's time to use these again. And I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about if you read cards yourself. Anyway, I came across the card and I was just intrigued by the synchronicity of the card I drew, and I just wanted to share it. So I'm going to change cameras so that you can see the card better. I've actually figured out how to increase the focus so you can see the card. I've had a bit of a OBS moment, and I'm hoping I can talk through this and get your thoughts on it, and we'll just go there for now. So changing to, I might just go to desk only. So this is the Dream Card book, and by Stephon Kaplan-Williams. I have mucked around with these on the channel before, and I just sort of put them away, and then I thought, nope, this is the time for the next 12 months of Jupiter to be going into it. Now, the card that I picked, and the question I ask is, what is the energy and what do we need to know with this Jupiter ingress into Gemini for the collective? Now, when a reading is for the collective, you take what fits, and what doesn't fit you leave behind. You may be looking at this reading in 6 months' time, a year's time, 5 years' time, whatever, and you may receive a message that you need to be receiving at that time, because that's how synchronicity and energy works. Like, you can be walking through a library and a book falls off the shelf, and it's just one of those things, and you go, my goodness, this book's 20 years old, but clearly I'm meant to be looking at it. So there we have that. So looking at the card we have here, we have this, it's card 27. I'm glad I put the thing up to make it so you can see it, because I was practicing and you couldn't see a damn thing. And in our central image, I had to look it up. So card, that's not real clear. Card 22 to 28 are cards of winning. And red is the color of challenge. And this is what they call a 4-pointed star of evoking. Because some of the cards have mandalas and stuff, and that's why I thought, if you like this, I'll go through a card every now and then, and you can get the feel of the energy of it and let me know. So there's the card of achieving and to actualize what it is we want to achieve. So that was a quick look up. So getting into the card, what we see is it's not about us wanting to be the ruler of our own universe. This is all about using this energy as a vehicle for the greater good, because we have more things to achieve, and we also have this idea of what we do should bring some sort of intrinsic spiritual value. And also, if we don't develop our inner self on the way, then what is the idea of achieving things? What is it? Because everything we do should be a process as individuals, and it's more about, it's that whole thing about the journey and not the destination, which we see first in this very first image of energy and determination. And as you can see with this image here, we see a traveller trekking through the snow, and it's all about that possibility and being able to get there and the opportunity to having, and it's all about when we arrive, more so than the travelling is more important than the arrival. That's what it's sort of telling us. And this card reminds us that to make the goal for the next 12 months or whatever time you're setting for yourself, because if you are in a Jupiter cycle, that's another thing I was going to have a quick look up. If you are a Gemini in a Jupiter cycle, or any time Jupiter is traveling through your sun sign in the Jupiter cycle, according to the Astrology Bible by Judy Hall, Jupiter travels around, takes 12 years to travel around the chart, and every 12, 24, 36 and so on years is a new cycle. But the way it all works is at the beginning of the Jupiter cycle, opportunity is grasped and the seeds are sown. So we're in that sort of stage now, whether it be a 1 year concept for you or a 12-year cycle till you get your return. And then at the 9-year point, if you are, if Jupiter is in your sign, then the cycle will start to wind down. So you start at, I'll just do this again, I'm very sorry. The seeds are sown and then cultivated for 3 years. Then the benefits are reaped at 6 years. So you better get your 10-year calendar out, 12-year calendar out. And then at the 9-year point, the cycle will start to wind down, ready to begin again. And I watched that with my partner, who is a Taurian and has had Jupiter in his sign last year, what's finishing up now. And I'm going to watch it happen on a broader scale over the next 12 years. So that's whole energy thing. So make your goals worthwhile, whether you're working on a 1 year scale or an any year scale, or if you are, and it's in your sign, a 12-year scale. And because that is the source of the worthwhileness of what you're doing that is going to guide you. The next one we have is the books and the old man in the books. Now this was so funny because if you look at a chart, I have a chart up as well, at not quite 9 o'clock, but around that area of the chart, we have Saturn sitting at 18 degrees Pisces. So if this was a chart, oh no, I'm doing it wrong. If this was a chart, Saturn is sitting there. Interesting, I thought. And he is about, it's not, you can't sit on your laurels, basically. It's not what you have achieved already, but what is yet to be lived. So we have to keep going. So with that Saturnian energy, and Jupiter, when it goes into Gemini, will make a sextile to Saturn. So it's all about let go of any past successes that you've had, and because there's still work to do, there's still things to achieve, to add to your books of life, and I'll get one of these, and your new chapter. These are all your life chapters. So it's really interesting, I thought. The next one we have here is boat building, and I felt this was quite Jupiterian because of the expansiveness and the vision and the mammoth job it is to build a boat by hand. And this area was all about the test of finishing and not starting. It's all about the finishing and to stick with it. So if you have plans for 1 year and you've set your goals, stick with it, come what may. If Jupiter is in Gemini and you're going to have a whole 12-year cycle, then perhaps you can relate to this energy of that. The next one we have here is, this is a little bit unclear to see. Just lift her up that little bit. But she is this wonderful seamstress. She's made a dress on the dress dummy, if we still call them that, and she's fixing it all as part of her creation. And she's designed it all for herself. And that's, if it's not, the idea, if the goal is not from you and what you want to do is not from what you want as an intrinsic goal. So intrinsic is, if I want to lose weight, I will feel better, I'll live longer, I'll be able to make better choices, and I'll feel in control. There are intrinsic values. Extrinsic, well, that's when people hang the wedding dress on the wall and go, well, I'm going to diet and fit into that, and then once the event's over, they all go back to their old habits. So the seamstress to me is about, you have to do the fulfillment for yourself of what it is you want to achieve, and also about, it's got to be intrinsic. So forget about hanging the dress on the wall and or the dinner suit, whatever, and think I'm going to get into that. Do it for yourself. Whatever you're doing, do it for yourself. Do it to make your life a better person, and you are a better person, and then that will then it will shine out to everywhere, because when we are good, goodness shines out. So I found that very interesting. The next one here is a card. It took me a while to work out what that was, but that is a card, and be it a tarot card, a dream card, a dance card, any of them. And the dream card in this thing, it lives on, and it has a life of its own. So it's all about, the message with this is to, maybe it's time through the cards, and you can use your cards to see, where do I need to go from now, what's the best way for me to go from now, or formulate your own questions, obviously. But it's a good time to create and see where you need to go next. But also, once you have created something, which made me think of deck creators and people who create art, or anything we create, or even the dress creator, it's not really ours to possess. So maybe it's time to seek, these two link, to seek new values and new energies that can help us where we're going to devote our energy. The next image we have in these cards is a certificate on the wall. Certificates are about formality and honouring. We get honoured, we get the certificates we deserve, and they're basically formal words hanging on a wall. Achievable goals are worth more than ideals. So it's about putting it into place, getting it done, getting the certificate. Now the certificate is just a representation, because you can set a goal for yourself and never receive a certificate, because some things that we do, there's no certificate for. So create structures in formalizing for yourself, formalize for yourself, ways to carry through your commitments, and that way you'll reach the end. It's like been there, done that, got the certificate, or in some cases got the t-shirt. So the last one we have, the second last one is harvest, and there's the man with the scythe, which I find is interesting, because scythes and grim reapers and things and Saturn all go together. And the farmer here is cutting the grain, because he's cut what he needs to cut, and he's storing it up for the future. Effectiveness is about a balance point. When when to know to cut, when to stop, when to move forward. That is all about timing, and we have to find that balance point between achievement and destruction, beginning and ending, and choose that right moment, because like the farmer, they know when to harvest because they're in tune with the nature and the energy cycles and the cycles of the seasons and things, to know the time is right, and they look at the grain and go, yep, it's time to call it quits, it's time to harvest, it's time to reap the benefits of what I have achieved. And then our final image is the dark sun, which can be like an eclipse, and it's obscured by smoke and a moon. That's a moon in there, that glimmer you see. And this is all about being able to release energy, and that way we can release any energy that's blocked elsewhere and find new channels, with the bird going through, to just start again. Find an expression for your voice, find an expression for you, and most of all, trust your inner voice, because it knows more about you than you know about you. So that is the dream card number 27. I'll just flick us back to the main one. Let me know what you think of that. It's probably a lot, isn't it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you think you'd like to see more, we can do more cards. If you feel you're getting some sort of worthwhile message from it, let me know in the comments. I will put the photo of the card up in the community part of the page so you can have a really good old look at it, and that will be helpful, I hope. Or what was the other thing? Well, thanks for watching, and until we meet again, please enjoy good things. Bye for now.